Are you dreaming of having more influence in your UX career? Of being seen as more than just the UI person? If you've ever left a meeting feeling like your ideas didn't land or that people didn't get the why behind your designs, then this episode is for you. Because the truth is, being a great designer isn't just about what you make, it's about how you communicate what you make. Today, I'm diving into how storytelling and strategy can help you build real influence as a UX designer. Not through manipulation or being flashy, but through clarity, connection, and confidence. So, if you're ready to go beyond wireframes and prototypes and start shaping the direction of your product and your career, grab your coffee or your matcha and let's get into it. Feeling stuck in your UX career, like no one sees the strategy, heart, or leadership you bring? You're not alone, and that ends now. I'm Brittany Cates, UX designer and career coach, and I know what it's like to feel overlooked, underestimated, and boxed in. This is Elevate Your UX Career, the podcast for mid-career designers ready to lead with confidence and influence far beyond the Figma files. If you're done waiting for permission, then grab your favorite drink, shut down that mock request, and let's get into it. Before we dive in, if you've been wondering how to make your portfolio stand out in a sea of pretty case studies, I've got something for you. I offer one-on-one portfolio reviews designed specifically for mid-career UX designers who want to showcase strategic thinking and storytelling, the exact skills we're talking about today. In our session, I'll help you identify the story your portfolio is really telling and refine how you communicate your impact so hiring managers and stakeholders see the leader you already are. You can book your session using the link in the show notes. Don't let your hard work go unnoticed. Let's make your portfolio do the storytelling for you. I still remember one of my early moments of frustration in my UX career. I had just presented a design I was proud of. It was clean, thoughtful, it solved the problem beautifully, or so I thought. But as I walked out of that meeting, I could feel it, that sense that no one had really heard me. The conversation quickly shifted to colors, buttons, and layout tweaks, completely missing the why behind the work. And I remember thinking, how do I get people to care about the strategy behind this design? That was the moment I realized it's not enough to design good solutions. I had to become a storyteller of those solutions because people don't remember data, they remember stories. Once I started weaving storytelling into my presentations, connecting the dots between user pain points, business goals, and design decisions, something changed. People leaned in, they got it. Suddenly, my designs weren't just deliverables, they were decisions that mattered. That's when I started to understand that real UX impact isn't just about what you design. It's about how you help others see the why behind it. So let's talk about how you can start building more influence through storytelling and strategy. Number one, storytelling makes your work memorable. Storytelling is how you give context, emotion, and clarity to your design decisions. Without it, your audience, whether it's stakeholders, engineers, or hiring managers, gets lost in the what instead of the why. So, start every presentation with the user's story, not the UI. Frame your design as the solution to a human problem and not just a feature request. And use clear transitions like, here's what we heard, or here's what it means, or here's what we did. You're not just walking through a design, you're walking them through a journey. Number two, strategy is what earns you influence. Strategic thinking means connecting your design decisions to bigger goals, such as business impact, customer retention, efficiency, or conversion. This is what earns you a seat at the table. When you show you understand not just users, but the business, you move from designer to trusted partner. So before you start designing, ask, what problem are we trying to solve? And why now? When sharing your work, tie your design choices back to outcomes. This flow reduces friction and shortens task completion time, which supports our goal of improving conversion. Reflect after each project. How did my work move the needle? Remember, strategic thinking doesn't come from job titles. It comes from how you think and communicate. And number 3, influence comes from clarity and confidence. Influence isn't loud or forceful, it's consistent clarity. When people understand your reasoning, they trust your judgment. So, how can you explain your reasoning better? Simplify your message using fewer slides and more stories. Speak to your audience's priorities. What matters to them? And practice. The more you talk through your designs out loud, the more natural your storytelling becomes. Remember, you don't need to convince people, you need to connect with them. So, if you want to grow your influence as a designer, start here. Number 1, tell better stories about your work. Number 2, think strategically about every decision. And number 3, communicate with clarity and confidence. The designers who rise are the ones who can connect dots that others can't see and tell stories that others can't ignore. And if you're ready to make sure your portfolio reflects that level of thinking, I'd love to help. You can book your one-on-one portfolio review using the link in the show notes. Let's make sure your work and your story the recognition they deserve. Now, before we leave today, I want to give you a challenge. Think about one project you're working on, or even you recently finished. Now, imagine telling the story of that project, not just showing the screens. What was the problem you were solving? How did you approach it strategically? And what real impact did your work create for users or the business? Take a few minutes to frame it like a mini story and share it with a teammate, a manager, or maybe even record yourself explaining it out loud. Notice how framing your work with strategy and storytelling changes the way people respond and how it shows your influence as a designer. And if you're feeling ambitious, update that project in your portfolio so it clearly reflects your thinking and impact. Because influence isn't about doing more, it's about helping people see why your work matters. Thanks for tuning in to Elevate Your UX Career. I hope today's episode gave you fresh insight and the boost you need to step into your power as a UX designer. If this helped you, please hit subscribe and leave a review. It means the world and helps others find the show. Want to connect? Find me on LinkedIn at Brittany Cates and join my newsletter for exclusive career tips, behind-the-scenes stories, helpful tools, and episode updates, all to help you level up your UX career. Get the link in the show notes. And remember, your voice matters, your impact is real, and your next level is just ahead. Keep designing your future like the UX leader you're meant to be.